Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. It's E61S3 here with another episode of the Chemlock League, and we are heading through Season 3 pretty quickly here. We are reaching Game 7, and it is Game 2 of the doubleheader against the Marauders here at the Tiger Den. We won in walk-off fashion as Elias Hensley was able to come up big for us in the 8th inning to win it 3-2, and the Outlaws are going to try for the sweep against the Marauders and see if we can push ourselves closer to 500 and potentially get us over that hump of 500 as we make progress through the season. But we want to make sure that we don't get too far ahead of ourselves. Focus on one game at a time. Let's head into Game 7. I want to get this one started and going really quick. I already set the lineup last time out. If you missed it, we're going to have Braden Sorelli leading off in right field, Dalton Pavshishin hitting second and center field, Tony Centercut left fielder batting third. Elias Hensley will be the DH and bat fourth. Rock Quintana bats fifth and plays second base. Justice Cologne in her normal spot of sixth in the order, hitting from first base. Ramon Lee sat out the last game. Will get the start here at shortstop, batting seventh, and then Saul Ferguson will be playing third base in the eighth spot in the order. And B Buck. I always get Buck B. B Buck mixed up here. He will be batting ninth and in the catching position. He's getting tired. He's probably going to get the next game off, but for now, we're going to let him catch for Rince Shaw, who will be stepping up on the mound. For this game, I'm going to use our alternate uniforms. Rince Shaw pitched pretty well his last time out. We're going to hope he can do the same and hope the offense can use some of that momentum from the last game to get us another victory. Tiger Den, here we come, as the Outlaws will be facing off against the Marauders at night. This is a late double header that we will be seeing here. And the Marauders looking to try and get some revenge, led by their captain, Giovanni Mays. I don't think he's their captain, but he was added to their team in the offseason. Giovanni pretty upset with getting let go by the Outlaws. He tried to make up for it in this game, and he was not, or in the last game, didn't pitch or hit too well. We'll see what happens this time out. Marcel Vincent will get the leadoff spot today for the Marauders and swings at the first two pitches and goes foul, so he's down 0-2. Almost swung at that one, checks his swing, and it's going to be a ball. That one goes foul as well. 1-2 count for Vincent against Shaw. Takes ball two. Drops out of the zone, so now it is a full count here. Composed activates for Shaw and gets the strikeout. Nice pitching for Shaw, as he had to work through a full count before he was able to get the strikeout. And now Alden Smile, who went 0-for-4, I believe, in game one of this doubleheader, will walk up to the plate. 0-1 count here, takes strike two, and now behind 0-2, fights one off, stays alive. That's going to go foul, so we'll do it again. And another foul ball that went into the dugout of the Outlaws. And that ball mashed into right field. It's going to get off the wall. Braden Sorelli with a nice play there as it bounced off of a pole, probably ringing in his ear there. But that's going to be a loud base hit for Alden Smile. His first hit of the season. Alden Smile finally gets it on the board, and he's standing on first with one out. Dipper Bellato, the shortstop, now comes to the plate. Takes two strikes here to start things off, and pops one foul. Rince Shaw would love a double play here. That ball drops out of the zone, stays low, and stays out of the zone, so that's 2-2. Oh my God, Dipper Bellato just dips into one there, and that gets sent into the face of the second deck for a two-run shot. And Rince Shaw really, really mad at himself after giving up that one. He had Dipper Bellato behind 0-2 and gave him a pitch he probably felt a little too confident about and ends up getting punished for it. So Havoc Sandman will come up batting 235 with nobody on and one out. First pitch low, and it's going to be a strike, or it's going to be a foul for a strike. That ball stays out of the zone. That ball gets fouled off, so we're now down 1-2. Rince Shaw tense. Gets the pop-up from Havoc Sandman into center field. Dalton Pavshishin catches that out, number two. Here comes Alec Planner, 250 on the year. Has base jogger as well as slowpoke, so he is not moving very fast. Doesn't have great speed to begin with. 1-1 count here. No outs, fouls one off, so it's down to 1-2 now. And swings through strike three. I hope that was enough to get Rince Shaw back to neutral mojo, but he does give up a 2-run homer to Dipper Bellotto. And last time the Marauders took 2 runs, and that was enough for them to get us all the way to extra innings. We'll see what happens this time as Jasmine McSticks, who we've seen before, Braden Sorelli sends one to deep right center field. That ball's going to get way back and out of here. Upper deck shot for Braden Sorelli. Punishes the first pitch he sees, and that's going to be 452. What an absolute bomb from Braden Sorelli. He's back to locked-in mojo, and we saw him boost his contact a little bit on a PBO, and it has paid off in spades for him so far. He will get the Outlaws back in this one immediately. Jasmine McSticks is already tense. And Dalton Babshishin now with a 1-1 count. He sends one into right field, and so it's going to be back-to-back hits for the Outlaws. And the table setters doing exactly what they do best, getting on base and scoring runs, as we saw the first 2 hitters for the Outlaws reach base. And now Tony Centercut, who had a tough game last time, 2 strikeouts in his name. He gets an opportunity to right the ship here a little bit. Jasmine McSticks, only 3 pitches, 4-seam slider, curveball. Gets that curveball there. 1-1 count here for Tony Centercut. And it is a, what do you want to call it? A hit and run as that ball gets popped into left field and Bradshaw catches that for out number 1, excuse me. And retreating back to first is Dalton Babshishin. Luckily, it hung up long enough for him to spot that one and retreat. Jasmine's still tense. Runner takes off there on a really high pitch, off-speed pitch. And Giovanni Mays, we know we've scouted him for years now. We know that he doesn't have the ability to make those plays. And now Elias Hensley sends one into right field, very slowly hit. And Dalton Babshishin scoring from second base. We now have a tie ball game as Elias Hensley was able to come up big with a RBI single after the stolen base. And now Rock Quintana, can he get on the hit parade? He does. He gets a base hit into left field, sends a fastball right back to left field for another hit for the Outlaws. And so here in the first inning, Jasmine McSticks getting trounced immediately. She's still tense, 11 pitches into this game. And Justice Colon, an opportunity to try and add to that really, really rough start for Jasmine McSticks. She instead pops it up to foul territory, and Giovanni Mays catches that for out number 2. So now Ramon Lee looking to see if he can add on, batting 240. Oh my God, I meant 214 as Ramon Lee sends that over the first section there in right center field, and it goes all the way back into the tarmac back there, whatever you call that, where people probably are trying to wait in line for some food at the concession stands. Probably somebody got blasted there. A 3-run shot for Ramon Lee, and the day off suits him well, as it is 5-2 here for the Outlaws. Saul Ferguson swings at the first pitch as well. Doesn't have the same result as he grounds out to third for out number 3. But wow, 5 runs on 5 hits for the Outlaws. We saw 2 home runs, a solo shot from Braden Sorelli. We saw a 3-run homer from Ramon Lee, and Rince Shaw's got to feel a lot better walking out on the mound for the second inning after giving up that 2-run homer. He gives up a base hit here. He is still at neutral mojo, so hoping he can make quick work of the Marauders here in the second. Musty Acevedo gets tier 2 contact first righties here. He's tense. He had a really weird game. The runner takes off and not able to get the runner at second base. Great speed there, running first to second, and there grounder to Ramon Lee goes to first for out number 1. Nice play from the shortstop. Musty Acevedo had 2 base hits in the last game, but he also got caught stealing second twice. Giovanni Mays comes up here with a runner in scoring position, pops the first pitch foul onto the netting there behind home plate. Pops another one foul. This one goes farther back. And now 0-2 count. And Giovanni Mays staying alive, just barely getting the bat on the ball there. Renshaw trying to put him away and gets the pitch. And Giovanni Mays is like, I taught you that one, as he walks back to the dugout after getting the strike called for strike 3. And out number 2, Anahi Bradshaw now comes up with a runner in scoring position, batting 143 on the year. 1-1 count here. Renshaw trying to get clean. Get out of this one. Already at 37 pitches through 2 innings. That's brutal. And that's going to be fouled back. 1-2 count here with 2 outs. Runner on second. And runner on second is going to try and head home here. Tony Centercut with a weak arm. Wild throw, and Ramon Lee has to cut it off. And that's going to allow a run to score. So it's 5-3 now. And Marcel Vincent, the leadoff man, went 0 for 1 already so far today. Renshaw back to tense mojo. 40th pitch here, and it's going to be sent into left field for another base hit, so we cannot close out the Marauders offense here in the second inning with 2 outs and a runner on first and second for Alden Smile. Got his first hit of the year last time up. Looking to see if he can do the same thing here. And that's going to be it for Rins already in the second inning. Elder Santos comes in. Workhorse is going to be exactly what we need from him in this one. Takes a first pitch ball. Gets that strike called. That ball misses, so it's 2-1 here with 2 outs. Alden Smile fouls one back. It's 2-2. And takes ball 3 outside, so full count. Runners will be going. Great speed on the base paths. Fouls one off there. If he can get a base hit here, runners will be scoring. And a dribbler to the mound. Elder Santos, nice play. Tosses the first, out number 3, but another run comes across. And we saw that Renshaw got knocked out here in the second inning, which is brutal for our pitching staff. Not a great start for Rins. He went over 40 pitches and didn't even get out of the second inning, which is very unfortunate. Now, Jasmine McSticks gave up 5 runs in the first inning. She's still tense here against B Buck. B 2-1 count here, fouls one back. 2-2 count, and stays alive here on the off-speed stuff, looking for that fastball. Gets it there, but late swinging and pushes it foul. Off-speed outside, so full count here for Buck. And gets a base hit up the middle on an off-speed pitch. So he couldn't get the pitch he wanted when he wanted it. He has to fight with what he has, and that's going to be a leadoff single for the number 9 hitter. And now here comes Braden Sorelli, 1 for 1 with a home run. Saw one pitch. Turned it around very quickly. Takes a ball low out of the zone. McSticks still tense. She's been tense since that home run to Sorelli last time up. Ball 2 outside, so 2-1 count here. Sorelli watching the ball really well. Full 3-1 count now. And takes strike 2. So full count, tough out activates. Braden, oh! What a... Oh my God! Stone cold take for Braden Sorelli, who I swear that was strike 3 right there. He takes the walk. Babshishin swings at the first pitch he sees, gets underneath it and pops it into right field. Alden Smile catches that for out number 1. Tony Centercut, man, we need you here. He's in sophomore slump mode for sure. 0 for 1 today, batting 300, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Looking for that 4-seam. He wants to drive it. And pushes that one foul. So 1-1 count here with 1 out, runner on first and second. Gets off speed, and that ball's going to get past the shortstop into left field, or into center field. B is coming home, and underneath the tag for a base hit RBI single for Tony Centercut. Not much speed there from Buck B, but it was B Buck. Oh my God, I'm going to do it every single time. And McSticks is now rattled off of the base hit, and nice hitting from Elias Hensley sends a piss missile into left center field. It's going to score 1. The runner advances to third from first, and Hensley standing on first base with a very loud single, and he is now locked in for Rock Quintana. Jasmine tense, or rattled. First pitch swinging, fouls that one back. Swings at a pitch way out of the zone. 0-2 count here for Rock, and he pulls one Planner going to second, to third, to first, over to for the double play to end the inning. 2 more runs come across, but the double play ends the rally before we could get more going, and Jasmine McSticks is able to do what Rinshaw was not, which is get through the second inning. Now, granted, she gave up 7 runs along the way, but here comes Bellotto, who's got that 2-run homer to get things started for the Marauders. Falls behind 0-2 here against Santos. And swings through strike 300 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone, and Santos is pumped as he gets to strike out there. Now has to turn to the next boss to face as Havoc Sandman, who has Ace Exterminator activated here, so we have to be very careful. First pitch strike at the top corner of the zone. That ball just misses the corner. That ball sent it to deep left center field, and that's going to be way out of here. The fans are not happy about it, and actually I think somebody just threw it back into the field of play. 430 for Havoc Sandman as he wreaks havoc on the Outlaws pitching staff once again. His first home run of the year, though, and it is now 7-4. The Marauders are not going to just roll over and give up quietly, something that the Outlaws are used to doing. It is 7-4 in the top of the third. Elder Santos trying to do his best to stretch this game out as much as he can for his pitching staff. And that's going to be foul. So 2-2 count here for Planner. And Santos not able to get that put-away pitch just yet. That time, he gets him to pop up into left field, and center cut calls everybody off for out number 2. Chirp Wallace, another player to be very careful of, hit a home run in his last game of the first game of the doubleheader. Rally starter activated here, tier 2. Great contact now, great speed, and decent power. Santos has to be careful, but nobody on, and that's going to be a base hit up the middle for Chirp Wallace, and Sorelli will toss it back in, but 2-out rally happening here for the rally starter, Chirp Wallace, and now Musty Acevedo, who's still tense. Contact versus righties activated here. Great speed over there at first base, but Acevedo takes the first pitch and pops it up. Foul territory, and B. Buck catches that for out number 3. But a solo shot for Havoc Sandman will keep the Marauders in a little bit closer, as it is 7-4 heading into the bottom of the 4th inning here. 4th? Bottom of the 3rd inning. What a long game this has been. Justice takes first pitch ball out of the zone, and Jasmine serves that pitch on a platter to her, and she pulls it into right field for a base hit. And was that? Who just lost mojo on that one? What was that? Jasmine is rattled. Oh, maybe she was tense after getting out of the last inning. She's rattled now. Ramon Lee punished her on a 3-run homer in his last at-bat. 2-0 count here. Takes ball 3, so 3-0 now. Ramon Lee will gets the green light, but he swings and pops it foul, so 3-1 count still. Justice takes off for second and out at first base, so they know that the Outlaws are aggressive on the base paths, and Giovanni Mays that time was able to get it down there in time. Jasmine trying to stay alive. Oh, my God. Ramon Lee takes a third strike that just drops into the zone. She was rattled. She's going to be back to tense, but gets pulled for Sherry Montoya, who's pretty much neutral across the board, but has a tier 3 elite curveball. And that ball hit into right center field. And is that Saul Ferguson? Does Saul Ferguson get himself his first home run as an Outlaw? 389 to right center field. Yes, he does. Solo shot to extend the lead back to 8-4, and he essentially just washes off that Havoc Sandman home run. And we still have a 4-run lead here with 2 outs, excuse me. Sherry Montoya comes in and immediately gives up a home run. So the pitching staff of the Marauders is exhausted. And gets a fastball he's looking for, but pulls a foul. B. Buck will get a base hit up the middle. That just past the diving second baseman, and he gets his second hit of the day. And that's going to be tense Sherry Montoya to face off against Braden Sorelli, 1 for 1 with a home run and a walk. 2 outs here for Sorelli. Not much speed over there at first base. I don't know how that didn't hit Sorelli. That ball drops out of the zone. That elite curveball has a lot of action. And gets a fastball, but pulls it foul. 2-1 count here, 2 outs. And that ball catches the corner, so that's going to be strike 2. Tough out activates for Sorelli and pulls it, but right to Bellato. And that's going to be out number 3. And so Braden Sorelli will go back to neutral mojo, but it's going to be an 8-4 ball game. Saul Ferguson with his first home run as an Outlaw. He sends it into right center field to extend the lead back to 4. Giovanni Mays 0 for 1 today. Says, I don't know this guy, as Elder Santos stands on the mound. Giovanni Mays was not teammates with him. 2-1 count here. And that ball gets dropped out of the zone. 2-2, and that's going to stay foul. And staying alive is Giovanni Mays. Santos getting tired now. Mays trying to work that count as much as he can. Over 30 pitches now for Santos. Rock Quintana will ground out, or will get that one over to first base for out number 1. Anahi Bradshaw with an RBI single her last time up will come up to the plate with nobody on and 1 out. Swings through the first pitch for a strike. And that ball just misses her somehow. As Santos is getting tired and starting to lose accuracy. 2-1 count. Gets a pitch, strike number 2. And that ball's going to stay high, but she fouls it off. 2-2 with 1 out. And that ball right through. Oh my God, what a weird little mode that was. That bounces just under the glove of Elder Santos on the pitcher's mound, and then bounces off the second base bag into center field, and Rock Quintana was already committed to the dive. Santos gets pulled. Chris Flopside comes in the top of the 4th with 1 out, runner on first with great speed. Runner takes off immediately. B. Buck is going to get the runner at second base. Nice throw from B as he gets another runner caught stealing. 0-2 count here. Fouls one off as, was that Vincent? I think that was Vincent. Gets the strikeout there to end the inning. So no runs come across, and Chris Flopside was able to come in relief of Elder Santos, who pitched really well. All things considered, after Rince Shaw was not able to get past the second inning. And now we head to the bottom of the 4th, starting with Dalton Babshishin, who will get a base or a grounder. Nice play from Dipper Bellato. Will get a mojo boost there as he dove up the middle, knocked the ball down, was able to get it over to first in time to beat the speedy Babshishin. Sherry Montoya still out on the mound here. And pitching around Tony Centercut so far, 2-0 count. Makes it 3-0 count here. And there's a fastball, just misses the corner, and Tony Centercut will take a 4-pitch walk. So he'll be standing on first base for Elias Hensley. 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. He's locked in right now. High pitch activated, fastball hitter activated, elite curveball for Sherry Montoya gets hung, but he misses it, just foul. And that one, she hangs too, but he gets underneath it and pops it high to deep right center field, and Alden Smile catches that for out number 2. Elias Hensley just missed that one. Rock Quintana, 1 for 2 with a single today. Batting .294 on the year with 3 home runs, all solo shots. Looking to see if he can do something to help his team out here. More so just for himself, I think, at this point. Takes a strike at the bottom of the zone. Sherry's trying to stay alive here. Checks on Centercut over there at first base. He gets back safely. 2 outs, and Rock swings through a bad pitch out of the zone. And then stays alive there. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Rock gets that off-speed pitch, and he pops it into left field, but it's going to be caught by Anahi Bradshaw for out number 3. No runs there. Base hit, or a walk was all we could get against Sherry Montoya in that one. And now Alden Smile will come up, 1 for 2 against Crisp Lopside. Crisp at close to full stamina. Drops a strike in before he gets a pulled foul. And now he's going to work the outside of the zone. 1-2 count. And that ball gets pulled and right to Ramon Lee for out number 1. Nice play from the shortstop. He has been nothing but consistent as a fielder for us. Dipper Bellato, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. He comes up and has to face off against the reverse splits of Chris Blopside. A nice play from Saul Ferguson at third, his secondary position, and he's able to get out number 2. And then Havoc Sandman went for 2 with a solo home run his last time up. Ace Exterminator activated against Chris Blopside. First pitch strike. That's a tier 3 Ace Exterminator, by the way. 0-2 count, and Crisp almost gets him with the put-away pitch, that curveball. That ball pops up right behind third base, ranging back is Saul Ferguson, catching that for out number 3. They had Tony Centercut playing way, way, way back, and he was not able to get to that one in time. And so 1-2-3 inning for Chris Blopside, and now we head to the bottom of the 5th. Justice Colon will get things started, 1 for 2 with a single against Sherry Montoya. Sherry pitching admirably for the Marauders. And that ball, nice play from Alec Planner, who dives to his left, is able to get the ball in his glove. I think he was surprised to find it in his glove, and he's able to get that over to first in time for out number 1. Ramon Lee comes up 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Swings at the first pitch he sees, pulls it into left field, but not enough oomph on it, and Bradshaw is able to catch that in the corner over there for out number 2. So quick 2 outs for Montoya, and Saul Ferguson, who hit the home run off of Montoya and her first batter she faced. We'll see what he does here. Pulls the first one foul, then grounds to first, out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Sherry Montoya, and she has pitched really well since she got brought in the 3rd inning. 2 clean innings since then. Alec Planner will come up here in the top of the 6th. Chris Blopside wants to make this a crisp and clean 6th inning to try and finish the Marauders off. 2-0 count here immediately to Planner. Gets the strike across. And Planner will ground it up the middle, and Ramon Lee ranges up the middle and then makes the play with his great arm. He was able to get that ball over. I thought that was going to slowly creep its way into center field for what would have been considered a somewhat infield single, as Crisp could not get his glove on it, but it ends up being a really nice play from the shortstop. 2 pop fouls. This one will stay in play, however, and it's going to be Saul Ferguson catching that for out number 2. And Musty Acevedo will come up. Tense. 0 for 2 today. 0 for 3 today. 20th pitch for Crisp is a ball at the top of the zone. Musty trying to see if he can keep things alive. And fists that one, pulls it foul. 1-2 count here. Crisp is locked in and gets a dribbler to first base. Justice Colon will toss it to Chris Blopside. Crisp and clean, 6th inning for a win for the Outlaws. And maybe this is our hot streak coming back. We started off really strong in the beginning of this game, and then we just really slowed down. We let up on the gas pedal. Luckily, it did not hurt us, even though the Marauders were staying with us for a lot of that first couple of innings. We saw a big home run from Dipper Bellato, a big home run from Havoc Sandman, got an RBI from Anahi Bradshaw as well, and that was what we saw from the Marauders. Excuse me. Fun to see the Outlaws offense kind of show up finally, as Braden Sorelli had a big solo home run to get things started. He also walked and scored another run. Babshishin 1 for 3 with a run scored. Tony Centercut, quiet day for him. He walked and got a base hit and an RBI. Elias Hensley, big day for him. 2 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. And then we saw Rock Quintana went 1 for 3 with a run scored. We saw Justice Colon went 1 for 3. Ramon Lee 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. And then we saw Saul Ferguson get his first home run for the Outlaws. I don't know if that's his first home run of his career. We'll have to check once we get out of here. Buck B. Oh, or B Buck. B Buck, Buck B. Big Buck B, Buck Buck. 2 for 2 with a run scored from the bottom of the lineup. And every batter in the lineup for the Outlaws got a hit. Love to see that. Jasmine McSticks got beat up from the get-go. 2 2/3 gave up 9 hits, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 2 home runs. Gets the loss. Sherry Montoya did not start off very great, but pitched admirably. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, a solo shot, and a walk. For the Outlaws, Prince Shaw could not get out of the 2nd inning. He went 1 2/3, giving up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, three strikeouts and one home run. He just got his pitch count worked way too high. And then Elder Santos, the workhorse, came in and did just that. 1 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run on a solo shot, and the strikeout. And then Chris Flopside cleaned things up 2 2/3. He did not allow a base runner at all and got a strikeout. So wonderful pitching for the Outlaws. Ramon Lee gets the first star, Sorelli gets number 2, and Dipper Pilato gets number 3. We sweep the Marauders. We get to 3-4 on the season through 7 games, and it'll be really interesting to see what things look like once we simulate the rest of these games. And we are a game and a half behind the Pythons and the Burners. The Burners have a huge lead in run differential, but both teams are 5-3 ahead of us, so we're not too far behind. They also have 1 extra game on us, so if we win one, we're only a game behind them both. So the next one we see is going to be, oh my goodness, we will be facing off against Edgar Lang, who is tense coming into this one and has a 32.40 ERA and a 3.00 whip. You know what that means? He's going to shut down our offense completely. Edgar Lang will get the start for the Dirt Dogs, and the Outlaws will send Lily Dubs to the mound, who didn't allow a run in her first start earlier this season. That will be Game 8, which will be the halfway point of the season for the Outlaws, and that's where we'll take a look at league leaders and other things like that. All right, so what happened since the last game ended? Where is it at? Oh, there it is. So Rock Quintana got +2 speed. We'll take anything we can for him. Braden Sorelli with a chance for more speed and arm. And then -10 fielding for Elias Hensley. Well, it's a good thing that we only use you as a DH. That's fine with us. So where do we go from here? Development. Colton Ryan has a chance for development here. That was the one we were thinking about. It didn't go away. Braden Sorelli with 1 speed, 1 arm, 3 more speed is a chance there. We could probably afford this one and the Colton Ryan one. Cannon Avery's is still available. I might do this one since it's still here. Yeah, I think I want to do this just out of curiosity, see what happens. We'll get the Bro Boom boost. And let's see. +2 power, +2 contact, guaranteed. More power? No, we don't get it. Can we get more contact, though? We don't get that, so that means we're gonna get Noodle Arm, right? Yeah, we remove Noodle Arm. 25% chance to lose it. We did, and now Cannon Avery looks a lot better over there at third base now that we don't have to worry about it. Tier 3 Magic Hands. Good contact. Be nice to get a boost on his power. Maybe we can get a nice little trait to add to that on a random roll. But with that, we don't have enough for anything else, but this was absolutely worth it to get rid of Noodle Arm. It hadn't played a factor just yet, but I would have hated to see us get closer to a chance at the playoffs and then lose it due to some random freak Noodle Arm throw, which would have made me so angry. All right, so where do we go from here? I don't think there's any necessity to bring anybody in right now. I think everybody's fine. All things considered, Aaron Mastiff is somebody I'd be intrigued by if his contact was better. I like that off-speed hitter. And then Turtle Neal, not bad, but I don't want to bring you in. Jeff Willis is decent, but he's only a shortstop, which is not helpful for us. And then McKinley Canto. Alrighty, well, I think that's all that we have for today's episode. And man, it is just so funny how fast things change for the Outlaws. We went from 0-3 to 1-4, and now 2 games in a row. Let's see, we lost 1, 2, 3 games. We won against the Pythons, and then we lost abysmal game against the Reapers. And then we won 2. So It's been a little bit of a back and forth, but it seems like we're on the right trajectory. If we could capitalize against Edgar Lang, who we know is vulnerable, he's tense already, and he hasn't been pitching well. This could be our opportunity to kind of flip the script. We'll get back to, we could get ourselves back to 500, 4-4, and then we will have Kirk against Blurs, Zimmerman against the Bone Chills, and then we will head to a doubleheader against the Burners, who are leading the division. It's going to be tough, but I think we have a chance. We have a chance to make things happen. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who your favorite player is on this Season 3 version of the Outlaws. Let me know what you think about the team, what you think is going to happen in the next one against the Dirt Dogs, a team that we ended up winning in 3 games in the conference finals last year. We ended up beating them to be able to make it to the championship finals, but we ended up losing to the Dive Bombers. What do you think we're going to do here? So thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you all next time. Bye, everyone.